here is the Writer's Almanac for Saturday, October the 31st, 2020. Halloween originated in the Celtic festival of Samhain, held around November 1st, marked the end of summer, beginning of winter, biggest holiday of the Celtic year when animals were brought in from the pasture, made secure for the coming winters. Some were slaughtered. And the spirits of the dearly departed were more easily able to return to their earthly homes, or so it was thought. It was blended in with a Christian holiday known as All Saints' Day, a time for believers to honor those who had passed on to heaven. The early Christian leaders told their missionaries that if they wanted to convert pagans to Christianity, they shouldn't waste time trying to suppress their pagan rituals and practices. They should incorporate them wherever possible, which had the effect of establishing Christianity among the pagans, but it also preserved many of the pagan practices, including the practice of what was called souling, S-O-U-L-I-N-G. In Britain, Ireland, Middle Ages, poor people going door to door on Hollow Mass, offering to pray for the souls of the dead in exchange for the offering of food, which was combined with the practice of mumming, dressing up in costumes in exchange for food and drink. It's the birthday of the journalist Susan Arleon, born in Cleveland, 1955, author of The Orchid Thief, Rin Tin Tin, the life and legend about the famous Hollywood German Shepherd. And it's the birthday of the poet John Keats, born Finsbury Pavement near London, 1795. Father was a stable keeper, died when Keats was 8. And when he was a teenager, his mother died of tuberculosis, which was the disease that would later kill his brother Tom and eventually Keats himself at the age of 25. When he was 22, he moved to a friend's house in the country, hoping it would make him better. He lived next door to a beautiful young woman named Fanny Braun, fell in love with her, and in love, knowing he was sick, in just a few months, he wrote most of the poems that he's famous for, including To Psyche, To a Nightingale, and On a Grecian Urn. It's the birthday of the Dutch artist Johannes Vermeer, sometimes known as Jan Vermeer, who was born on this date in Delft in 1632. He began his career painting large-scale biblical scenes. He was not famous during his lifetime, but he's become famous since for small, intimate paintings of Dutch daily life of the 17th century. Only about 36 of Vermeer's paintings survive. Here's a poem for today by Richard Wilbur, A Barred Owl. The warping night air, having brought the boom of an owl's voice into her darkened room, we tell the wakened child that all she heard was an odd question from a forest bird, asking of us, if rightly listened to, who cooks for you, and then who cooks for you? Words which can make our terrors bravely clear can also thus domesticate a fear and send a small child back to sleep at night, not listening for the sound of stealthy flight or dreaming of some small thing in a claw borne up to some dark branch and eaten raw. A Barred Owl by Richard Wilbur, from his collected poems 1943 to 2004, published by Houghton Mifflin and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac, funded by donations from listeners like you. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.
Revisit everybody's favorite hometown with Garrison's new novel, The Lake Wobegon Virus, available in hardcover, e- and audiobooks at GarrisonKeeler.com and at Amazon.